Welcome, everybody. You're watching the Day Trading Options Daily Review for July 13th, 2015. I'm Scott. He's Alan. We're going to be taking a look at three stocks that you could have traded on July 13th and made 10% or more in 10 minutes or less, usually. And the purpose of these is to show you that it's possible to make a lot more than you could in the bank, a lot more than you could at GICs, a lot more than you could in the stock market if you just bought a stock and held on to it. And in fact, the risk is a lot less doing this than just about anything else you could be looking at. If once you take a look at this and the other months and months and months of short videos that we have showing you the same thing, the purpose of this is just to prove to you that it's possible. The next question is, can you do it? And with that, we have training. You'll see them in the descriptions below. Three training courses, one just basically about what are options, calls, and puts. And the next one is how to use the software, the Waves of Profit software, and what are some strategies with which you can apply it. And then the third one is more advanced. So having said that, make sure that you don't miss any of our shows by clicking on the little submit icon in the bottom left right-hand corner. And yeah, with that, I'm going to turn it over to Alan. And Alan, what happened on July 13th? Were we able to fulfill our promise to these good people and make 10% in 10 minutes?
Yeah, definitely. And I guess, you know, Netflix is due for a split pretty soon. There's been conversations about that. But what we're looking at here is I'm just going to bring up you know, a little clue here. This is how Netflix has done for the last while. It's been climbing and climbing because what? Their revenues are good. Even if you're cheap, not you, but you know, people that are cheap about spending, they will buy Netflix because it's a good service. So that's kind of the long-term view about how they're doing and why they're doing. We're not investors, but it's just, you know, if you like to look at that kind of stuff, often it gets in the way of trading because we're just looking at a short view. So we could make money on a red move or a green move, even though Netflix is generally rising. You wouldn't miss out on the downward move because it could be a good one. So we don't need to look at all that and what your neighbor's doing or what you're doing for your purchasing for trading. Trading, we're there for a little burst of profit and then we get out. So here we're going to go look at how this one did this morning, and here's the buy sell. I'm just going to put that up here. So you can see that the market's kind of flat, but we've got good volume markers. All the usual markers we look at are good here. This thing is already popped up and came back down, so I suspect it'll at least go back to RB. The basket's good. I've got color. I'm just going to hit the buy because this is generally a good stock right now. For that side, it's above the previous high. So everything's looking pretty good that people are liking this stock. It's a 7-day break above, which is one coach really likes that. And here we go, 1 minute, 21%. Okay. Now that's pretty fast, and we don't expect it to be like that. I'm not going to talk about hanging on. I'm just going to say let's just take the money. I'm going to show you that if you know what you're doing, you might be able to make more, and there it goes off. And I don't even know how much that made, but it just, in a matter of minutes, we got out right here where that marker is. But, you know, you could have hung on for quite a bit more and made more. Let's go look at another one here. And I'm going to back up to the time that one became worth looking at. Get rid of the stuff on the screen. So right here, you can see that wasn't the trade here. Going forward 1 minute, this is a very similar time frame. The market is again, you know, that same kind of neutral, slightly above, slightly green, but this is looking good. It's got all the colors going for it. So we'd hit the buy button. 1 minute, we're up 4% here. 2, 12%, which is enough. Remember, we just want bursts of profit, and the market is not looking terribly strong. This is the basket. You know, it's a little bit on the green side. It's a weak bull trend. That's why we're not hanging on. So everything is kind of normal trading stuff. Normal means there's no home runs. We don't have Babe Ruth at the plate. We've got just regular stocks going on. And we're going to look at one more because that's what we like to do. And let's look at this one. And no, that's not the one. It was that one. So you can see this is not set up yet. So it's not a trade. That's where we don't guess. We don't, well, I hope. It's got a similar situation that it's above a previous high. It's a 4-day break. It's looking good, but it's not now. So when is it ready? Well, that's the point of just following the rules. It's getting there. Now it's looking ready. I've got signal color, market's still greenish. The volume's not great though. That's the only thing that's not good about this stock. But otherwise, it's in the right position and everything's looking good, and it's definitely above yesterday's high. So we're just going to hit the buy button. So it's gone sideways, so it's 2%. Another minute, 10%. And I'm just going to hit sell because that's all we're after is just 10%. And this stock doesn't have volume behind it, so it's a better one to get out and just take your short burst of profit, because this one might not continue. And it's about probabilities. We just want to succeed. We're not here to try to hope and pray and wish and emote. We just want to make our money and leave. So that's it for July 13th. And yeah, some stocks went up and some went down, and you can see how this one's behavior turned out good. And there were some that did really well. But, without any thinking hardly, we could make these good trades very quickly and no risk, as you were saying. Well, I won't say no risk, but low risk, because we'd get out at a 10% loss. But these ones all made money. Let's take a look at them and just see what happened. So the review is Netflix was 20% in 1 minute. Amazon was 12% in 2 minutes, and also PCLN was about 10% in 2 minutes. And yep, these things really do happen. And you can check it out with your broker and look at some option prices, and you'll know.
That's right. It's all about figuring it out for yourself. We've got a really good tool. We've got really good training, but it's up to you to put it all together. That's the disclaimer that always comes with all these things. Results will vary, and it's because of what goes on in your head, not what goes on in the market. The market gives opportunities almost every day that are this good or better. And the trick is being able to recognize those opportunities and take advantage. And that requires practice. And in this software, we have a replay function, which is actually what we're showing you right now, that you can actually play it like a game and just pick any day. I think you can go back, 6 months, Alan, and look at any date?
Actually, about 6 years.
6 years. So you'll be able to look at bear markets, bull markets, sideways markets, every type of market that you could possibly imagine, to see if the rules we teach you work. And you know what? You may have your own rules. You may be an experienced trader, and you can just see how well your rules work very, very quickly, because the replay function, you can go in real time, you can go in double time, and you can just hit that arrow button and go as fast as you want. And of course, what that means is, with a little bit of practice, when you're actually trading in the market live, it should look like it's in slow motion to you. And that's because we don't want drama. We don't want excitement. We just want, everything is lining up. This looks like a really good pitch. Boom, I'm on first base or second base. I've got my 10%. Thank you very much. Hit a few more, and I've scored. And that's really the way that we want this thing to run, and the way that it does run. We've got lots of students who are really excited about what's happening, giving us lots of good reviews. And you can find more at www.wavesofprofits.com. And thank you very much for joining us, everybody. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.